All right, Doug Binder from DyeStat.com, and back with another DyeStat discussion. We have Stanford's Zofia Dudek on the program right now. She's getting ready to compete at the Wisconsin Pre-Nationals on Saturday in Madison. That race is going to be 10 a.m. Central Time. That's women's race A. It's kind of the first race of the whole day. All of that meet will be carried live on runnerspace on Saturday, so check that out. But it's a great chance to speak to her a little earlier in the week to talk about the way Stanford is, coming together here as a first year in the ACC. Obviously, Stanford always has a tremendous roster of athletes. And first of all, Zofia, thank you for giving me a little bit of your time today.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. This is a fun
So
opportunity.
how have you seen? I should mention that you just finished second at the Gans Creek Invitational in Missouri. That's the site of a future NCAA championship. I think maybe it's next year's, but that's a great result for you. How do you see things going right now for Stanford's women cross country team?
Yeah, I think things are going really well. We've been kind of ramping up our training lately, and definitely everyone's headed in the right direction. We're making good progress in our workouts, and honestly, we're running great as a team, I think, and both in practice and in our races so far. So yeah, we're very excited.
You've been in the program for a while now. When you came in, there was one great group of athletes, and then you've probably there's younger ones now that are coming in that I'm sure you're mentoring a little bit. What can you say as you reflect a little bit on your time at Stanford and how you obviously came in right in the middle of the pandemic for one thing, but as the Foot Locker champion, so a lot of eyeballs on what are you going to do in college and all of that. It's sometimes it's been a little up, sometimes a little down, but you've navigated all of that and you're still going very strong. How would you reflect a little bit, if you could, on what thing your college running career? Obviously, you're a great student, and we'll talk about that in a moment as well.
Yeah, definitely didn't really expect my college career to go the way it went. I feel like there were a lot of ups and downs in there. And definitely just like whether it was injuries or the pandemic or like just a lot of unexpected, I think. But I think the biggest thing I learned overall was just to like kind of embrace the unexpected and kind of like take things how as they come and like know when things aren't going your way that with hard work and perseverance you can get back to where you've been, and that's kind of what I've tried to like implement in my training and just overall in life. I feel like it was also helpful to just like being here like at such an incredible institution like Stanford to like focus on other things when like running wasn't really going the way I wanted it to, and then also having such an incredible team and just like the support system that I had here was like one of the major things that I came to Stanford for. So I think
Yeah.
that really came through in like some of the difficult parts.
Yeah. How do you versus when you came in, let's say like in the fall of 2000, what would you tell that version of yourself about how to persevere through again, like you said, ups and downs, but just how to just stay consistent and with it and not lose your interest, or get sidetracked.
Right, yeah. Well, I guess when I came in my freshman year, I think I looked up a lot to some of my older teammates. I remember like Ella Donahue and Christina Aragon telling me that like to always remember that even when things weren't going my way, like I was still the same athlete. I still had that talent within me and like still know like that I can come back to where I've been. I can like become the best version of myself and kind of just like reminding myself that like one single race or like this moment like doesn't define me as an athlete, and like knowing that like there are better things to come, and that definitely kept me going and like helped me stay consistent with my cross
Yeah.
training and things like that.
And those, Ella and Christina, they knew what they were talking about. They'd been through some of the
Absolutely.
same stuff that you did. And now, now you're on a team with people like Roy Sheen and Juliet, high achievers, obviously, in track and field, but also part of the amazing culture there. Um, um, what's got you excited about this particular cross country season?
I mean, probably the fact that it's like my last cross country season, so I'm definitely just like excited to like put it all out there on the line and just like embracing the hard parts and just having fun training with my teammates, even in those like 6:45 a.m. workouts that we all dread the wake up for. I feel like just knowing and just appreciating like every moment of it, I think is what is really excited for me. And then also just knowing how well our team has been training together and how everything has been coming together. It's exciting to like think of our results this season and just how well we can do as a team.
Yeah, Stanford, I believe, is ranked number 8 right now in the latest coaches poll. Um, you mentioned before we started, you might have to restate it, but like you're studying medical tech,
Um, doing a master's in biomedical data science.
biomedical data science. So, um, what do you want to be when you grow up? Let's just put it that way. Like when you're done, when you've got your degrees from Stanford, what would you like to be doing?
Um, I don't really know for sure yet. I think so. I did my undergrad in bioengineering and I was on the pre-med track as well. So I think med school is definitely like on the horizon, and I hope that like somewhere in the future I can pursue medicine. And if not med school, I think I'd want to like work in the healthcare field in some other capacity, whether it's like at like a biotech company or like doing some kind of like data science analysis for like
Mm.
genome sequencing or maybe just like anything else within the healthcare field. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Were you interested in that before you came to Stanford?
Definitely interested in medicine. I think I was more thinking of like a straightforward path, like doing undergrad and then going to med school. But like I kind of wanted to take my time and explore other things. I really enjoyed bioengineering as my undergrad major, so thinking about like um, working somewhere in the biotech field was like another thing that I kind of discovered as I went through my college career.
Yeah. Can you speak to the challenge of trying to balance a major like bioengineering and wanting to have ambitious goals in athletics at the same time? How hard is that?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't always easy. This weekend I probably spent the most I've ever spent on an assignment in college. This weekend I was just sitting on my laptop the whole time. But it's not always like that. I think as an athlete and especially like at like a D1 level, you kind of like have this thing ingrained in your mind of like how to like balance school and practice and just how to be on top of your assignments and everything that you need to do because that's like what's required for success at like such a high level. And I think that like high school kind of prepared me well for that. And I think it's all about like finding your balance and knowing like which classes you actually need to study for, which ones you maybe can like put on the little bit on the back burner and just like knowing when you actually need to buckle down and when you can maybe take some more of that free time. And yeah, I think those were the main things.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Obviously, Stanford is now in the ACC. The ACC Cross Country Championships are on November 1st. It's been a little bit interesting to see Stanford's football team, for instance, like flying to Syracuse and playing like all these schools that are a little bit new. And you guys, I mean, the cross country hasn't really taken on the ACC teams yet, but will obviously in a couple of weeks. And I know that's maybe it doesn't seem all that different necessarily, but what does it mean to have an ACC patch on your jersey all of a sudden, and the idea of taking on your NC States and Virginia and all of those schools here pretty soon.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting because so far it hasn't felt like much of a difference because we haven't even raced our team ACC teams and I think especially for cross country and track we don't really like I guess the change is only really reflected in where our conference championship is and who we race at conference. but it is a very exciting opportunity to race some of the big teams out there and like highly ranked teams. So I'm definitely really excited for that, both nervous and excited. But I guess yeah, it'll be kind of interesting to see how we can place there. Obviously, our goal is to be number one.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, of course. This weekend's a test, I guess you would say, at pre-nats. What are you and your teammates hoping to do this weekend? What do you want to get out of the weekend?
I think this will be a good opportunity for us to just kind of like be in a bigger race with a lot of really highly ranked teams and kind of see how we stack up against the other teams and just kind of learn and maybe remind ourselves what it's like to run such a big race with like a lot of really good competition. And I think we definitely want to run well individually, but also practice running together as a team and like finding each other in the race and pushing each other and making sure that we all finish high up there.
Yeah. From year to year, it does seem like Stanford always again has an amazing roster of women, but it changes. From year to year, different personalities, different dynamics. Did you guys do a team camp somewhere?
We did, yeah. We were in Boulder this
Went to
year.
Boulder. Do you
Hmm.
feel like that was time really well spent getting to know each other and just kind of like coming together?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I love our team camp at the beginning of the season. I think it's a great time to just kind of bond with our teammates and get to know our freshmen and spend a lot of time together without the pressure of like school and all that. And everyone just like has time to train. And Boulder obviously is an amazing place to run, so it was a great time.
Good, good. Now, back in the day, like when you were at Ann Arbor Pioneer, you were going off sometimes to do races in Poland, like in Europe, like Euro 8 U18s and stuff like that. Are you still are you still interested in being kind of like a track athlete after you graduate, or are you like have things shifted like in terms of wanting to represent Poland, for instance, in different meets? Like how has that evolved over the last few years?
I think, yeah, absolutely. I would love to, if I get the opportunity again, representing my country is something just like super incredible, and I'd take like any opportunity I can get. I think it has been a little bit challenging with just the rigorous schedule that we have in the NCAA. There's just like meets all the time, and a lot of times they
Yeah.
collided, sometimes with like Euros or sometimes with our like national meets that I would need to run to qualify for international meets. So it has been a little bit challenging, and I haven't really been able to do that in college. But hopefully, after this year, I'll be able to get back into that. That would be really
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah.
So in a recent Olympics, I'm sure you're watching the Olympics at Paris, right? Like,
Oh, I was there.
oh, you were there. You went to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Were you just like covered in Poland stuff? Like, were you just cheering on the Polish
Um,
athletes or the
I
Americans
was
too?
wearing Stanford gear, I think. I came to
Oh,
watch Juliet, so.
oh yeah, awesome, awesome, good, good. She must be super. There must have been a thrill to see her on that track.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely incredible.
Awesome.
Just surreal.
Um, let's see. I want to briefly touch base. When you were in high school, I believe you had a very little sister. That I'm not sure if she might have even been at your Foot Locker race, but she's a freshman now at Ann Arbor Pioneer, and she has won, I believe, 4 or 5 of her 7 races so far this fall, including the MSU meet, second in a couple of others. Like she looks like she's going to be a big deal in high school running. Like, what are you? How closely are you following that, and how proud are you of her?
I'm just so incredibly proud of her. I know how hard she works for this, and it's just been so exciting to see how her season's been going and just like seeing her at Pioneer with my coaches and like the new team. And I think she loves the team and just like the atmosphere of cross country. And yeah, I'm really, really excited for her and just like super proud of like how far she's come because I know um I remember when she was really little and just like would go on runs with me sometimes just for fun. And now it's so cool to see her like actually do these really big things. And soon enough, she's gonna be faster than me. So I'm excited for that.
I bet I would have to go back and look at your freshman times, but I bet
Oh, they were much
Natasha's right
slower.
there.
I don't think I broke 18 till like junior year, maybe.
Oh,
No,
okay,
maybe
okay.
I don't know, but
Yeah, she's in the
she definitely beat
17s
all my time.
already. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Natasha Dudek, one another name to keep in. I don't know, in the back of your mind. She's coming up, and she'll be in the Michigan State meet
Yeah.
here before you know it. All right, Zofia, I just wanted to say first of all, thank you again. Good luck this weekend at pre nationals, and go Cardinal.
Thanks.